that the health system in Honduras is really broken. For the ones that have been down there, probably have been in Hospital Escuela or any other public clinics. And at some point, you lose your empathy with the patients because you are not able to do what you are supposed to do because you don't have the tools. And start working with Gail at the time, I think it showed me how the love of your neighbor is supposed to be, because that way you are, besides that, all the love you give during the prayings and all the support you send back to Honduras. Because just right now, a few minutes ago, somebody approached to me and gave me a bag full of glasses and stuff that they might need, and we really appreciate it, all that effort. As a Honduras, I might say that it's really exciting for me being here and being able to meet you all. And I'm really glad that you are all here, and I hope that you enjoy this moment. And I will give Gail the mic now.
No. You're going to tell them why you came back to Honduras. You're going to tell them about Cuba.
Oh, okay. Yeah. In the beginning, I was trained in Cuba. I studied medicine back there. And we used to always see on the books these weird diseases, things that you only think happen in countries like Africa or places like that. When I got back to Honduras, you had to do community service for the country. And I was on my first night shift in the hospital, and there was little baby, like 6 months old, and she just died from a bad nutrition disease. It was not really common, but at that moment I felt like it was like God telling me, you don't have to go out from your country to try to help your neighbor. You can stay here and try to help them. And thanks to all that you have been doing, and the way that you express your love to your neighbors, that every time that you go down there, do the Bible studies, and share with these people, had shown me as a Honduras that I can do it back down there too. And I'm pretty sure all of the staff and all the patients that comes every day have noticed it. And in these few years, we have been able to see how the ministry is growing, because, for example, only during this summer, we were able to approach several patients that have been going to the village clinics, kids clinics, and only from then we have received around 134 petitions. They are asking, requesting for a Bible study, and that's
between May and July.
yeah, just between May and July. We are being able to help, for example, in the clinic from January to this date, around 4,000 patients. And I know it might not look a lot, but we are doing something for these people. And I'm really thankful for all of what you do. And this is why we choose to come today. And I'm really thankful for being today here with you and meet you all.
Thank you. This works now. Anyway, Jimmy's not going anywhere because I'm not going to let him. And he's been a really wonderful addition to the clinic and has a heart for the work. And so we've been really, really happy about that. And I had some problems this year, as you know, and he took care of everything down there just perfect. And so that's a really big reassurance for me, and that I don't have to do it all myself. And so that was really awesome too. I'm just going to run through a few things that probably most of you here tonight know, because I know everybody pretty much tonight. We do healthcare a little bit different than everybody else. Our mission statement is Jesus spent most of his time physically taking care of people to open the door for spiritual needs. Now, honestly, we can't heal them miraculously, but we can still provide some modicum of health in which they can actually function. And I mean, the health goes all the way down to we don't have enough food to eat today, so it's very basic. Here's the scriptures that support what we do, and I can read them if you want, but you know them. I'll read the first one. News about him spread all over Syria, and people brought it to him, all who were ill with various diseases, those suffering with severe back pain, the demon possession, those having seizures and paralyzed, and he healed them. And you know, of all the stories you read in the Bible, that's what happened, is he touched people in a physical way, and then that brought to them the spiritual way, and that's our goal as well. We believe that healthcare, I'll just keep going for a minute. This is healthcare. Traditionally, it's what? You go to the doctor, get some tests, blood work, and have a treatment, right? But we believe healthcare is way more than that. If you don't have clean water, you're not healthy. I'm probably not going to do it in order. If you don't have a house, sleeping in the ditch, you're not going to be healthy. If you don't have food, you're not healthy. We believe education is healthcare. We work with a lot of schools, especially elementary schools, because the average dropout there's the 3rd grade. So, and the kids can't go to school without a uniform in most places. So school's free, but if you can't afford the $20 uniform, you can't go to school. And you know that if you've been on a torch trip, because if there were any kids playing with you in the summer, they were supposed to be in school because they have the opposite school year as us. They're off in the winter. So all those kids you ever played with on a torch trip weren't able to afford a uniform. And we try to do that as often as we can. And sometimes people, I mean, we've gotten really strict about it. Like we go measure the kids, make sure it's exactly the right size, and present it to them along with school supplies and things that can help them learn. We also have been teaching two of the teachers now in our area, Aragua, and because if they learn English, same as here, if you're bilingual here, you're better chance of getting a better job because you can do both. That's really true in Honduras. So we're trying to get some English in there. I haven't done prison visitation for a while. I usually have to do it by myself now because there's just some problems with the prison system. I'm not going to get into that. But I haven't done it for a couple of years, but I'm going to get back to it. We have dental now. We have 4 chairs, usually 2 or 3 running at a time. Hospital support, 2 years ago, I mean, I didn't even know this. I've been living down there for a while. We realized that, okay, this is the biggest hospital in Central America. It's called Escuela. It's a teaching hospital. And at 5 o'clock, I don't care if you're with your baby, your mother, your grandmother, somebody's dying, it does not matter. At 5, they kick you out of the hospital. The hospital's situated with a wall around it and cement to the ERs, and then they lock the gates at 5. So these people are from all over the country, you know, they can't afford to go home. It's not a good neighborhood to So they lay on the cement until morning so they can see their family. So we've started going over there with a couple hundred baby bags for the new moms who are allowed to stay in the hospital approximately 3 hours after they have their baby. And their baby's in the bed with them. There's no nursery unless the baby's sick, really sick, actually. And then we go out and feed all those people. There's sometimes 300 people out there on the cement that they can't go out and get something to eat. They go outside the gate. They're outside in a bad neighborhood. And so we've been doing a lot of feeding at the hospital. And on the bags, one of our friends, one of our ministry partners, Byron Summerdahl, put a QR code on them for praying. And he's made a program where if they scan the QR code, they can send Jeremy a prayer. And they don't know who you are, and you don't know who they are, and he can pray back, and it translates both ways in your own language. And the first time we went to the hospital, we were going up to see the Jesus statue, and I'm telling you, all our phones were dinging off the wall for prayers. And we finally had to just pull over at the place and answer some of them. And that's been really a blessing too. We have people from Africa asking us for prayer, just wildness. We put them up in all our, yep, we put up in all our houses that we build. So, and we're trying to track them now so we can keep up with people we've helped, so that further helps us get them in for Bible studies and stuff like that. Anyway, we just do a lot of different stuff. Elder care is one of our favorite things to do. Some of the elderly are forgotten and living in the mountains and have nobody to support them. So Jimmy goes after work, or I go with him, or the nurse, we all just go out there and see the elderly people. And we're fixing to we built our first house that's for independent living. We haven't started patients in there yet. And then we plan on moving from there. There's really no place for old people there. They just kind of forget about them. This is me and Jimmy, you might notice, and Byron and Pamela, and that's my staff there at the bottom. And they're all really great. These are just if you guys come down to do a torch trip. We've had several of you come down here and do stuff with us, what we do. I don't know what happened to this picture, but I probably tried to do something on on the program. But we do build houses, and these are village clinics. If you want to talk, you're allowed. You don't want to. Oh, this is an old slide, but one year, Jimmy thought I was crazy. He still does. I went up, I make it a point every couple of weeks to go down. Okay, if you go to a missions conference, this is what they said. They said, no matter what you do in a third world country, never drive down a dirt road, because that's where the danger is. And I'm thinking to myself, we always go down the dirt roads because that's the people that need help. It is. So I go down dirt roads every now and then, and so I found this naval base one time. And we... Air base, okay, well, it's a base. I never saw him in the air. Did it quit? Okay. So we helped them rebuild their obstacle course, and I went and ate with them a bunch of times, and they were getting 9 grams of protein a day, which these are guys in the military. They're supposed to be, you know. And so we gave them protein supplements for a period of time, and then we presented it to the government. They didn't volunteer to feed them better, but we tried. That was what we did with them, and this was a blast.
That's something what I was telling you about loving your neighbor, because usually when you are from Honduras or another country like that, you are kind of scared of policemen and military people, because they were used to be related with bad people. So I never expected to do that. And there we were at the end of the program, presented to a bunch of military people sitting there, explaining them they needed to feed better so they could do a proper job for our country. But it was a really, really nice story. But unfortunately, they didn't decide to go for it. But it was something that gave you the experience, and you are able to share with another people and show the love of Christ.
Yeah, and they invited us back. We haven't gone yet to show them the Chosen. And sometimes, you know, we want to take a real meal up there sometimes. They also have had a really clear awareness after what we did about their health. Because these are guys that are supposed to be buff and, you know, really in good shape. And they were like, you know, they would talk to us about it. And so I think it helped them personally to realize that maybe they weren't getting what they needed, because you need about 80 grams of protein a day, more than that if you weigh more. They're little guys in Honduras. But anyway, this was a blast, and everybody made fun of me, but that's okay. What? There's a little town down from us, and we opened a satellite clinic because they didn't have one. So it's just a little teeny tiny clinic, but we provide them with, we share our stuff with them. The Chosen, I don't know if you like it or don't like it, but I can tell you right now, never in my entire Christian life has a person just walked up to me and said, "Where do I get a Bible?" And that's what they say when they're watching The Chosen. They get up from it. Like they were on our porch, 52 of them, between the clinic and my house, and they just like, "Where do we get a Bible?" And, you know, at the last place we went in Aragua, how many people signed up for a Bible study? 47?
Yeah, it was around 40.
And we just showed 2 episodes. It's crazy. We showed the Jesus and the little children and the guy at the pool. We just showed those 2. So we've been using it as an outreach tool, and I've really enjoyed it. The other thing they really like is, okay, there's no movie theaters, period. So I have a big screen, and they get to come and get popcorn and a drink and attention. And so that's been really great as an evangelistic tool as well. We already said, Jimmy already said that. This is us at the hospital, and sometimes people have things wrong with them that should have been fixed when they were born, or we can't fix it. And so really there's nothing else, you know, I'm not saying it's the last resort, it should be the first resort, but praying with them means so much to them. And they pray with you, even if you're praying in English, they're talking in Spanish. And they know what you're talking about, even if they don't know. You know what I mean? They know we're trying to get God to intervene. And so this happens a lot. Sometimes it's very sad, but we just last week celebrated our 18th year at the clinic. So I honestly can't believe it, but it's true. So
It's been such a blast because I think we are able to see around 6,000 patients every year. And being able just to get to one person, you know, there's a rejoice in heaven just to getting one soul for him. So I think we are able, even that all of these people is coming sometimes for physical needs. And if we are able to supply the physical needs and able to supply spiritual needs, somehow we are contributing to the kingdom and all that God gave us on earth before our time has come, and that's our main purpose.
this is the first day I've talked about this, but we started an ambassador program today. Well, I actually made the things last week, but so I was ahead. And this is about becoming an ambassador. If you want to do that, I would love that, and you write your name in here. And this doesn't mean you have to throw money at me. This means you will pray for us, that you will come beside us, that you will, you know, maybe, well, like Ute's always giving me quilts and stuff for the babies. I mean, there might be something you do in your life that a poor person might really appreciate. And of course, we'd always love for you to come down. But anyway, that's what we're doing. With the ambassador program, it's just you being willing to come beside us in some way and help us. And that might be you just talking at work excitedly about it and putting it on someone else's heart. I mean, that's how I ended up in Honduras. So it works when you're really passionate about something. People will listen to you. You have friends that will listen. And we would love for you to join our ambassador program, and just in any capacity you feel comfortable with. Praying is the best capacity, in my opinion. So, you want to say anything else?
No, just add a little bit of it because, like she said, Byron has the QR code that she was explaining. So even things like that will help to our ministry. Just sign up for being in the prayer QR, so you will be able to pray for those people down there, and that way we can reach to them and continue filling their spiritual needs. And it's not necessarily, like she said, a form of money, or it has to be with everything. Even we are starting our new software to keep all the records of the patients on a software. And some of the communities won't have signal, and we will take pictures of the records of the patients, and we'll put it on the software. And some of you from here can help us to type and be able to have that record on our database. So things like that will help us a lot.
Yep. Does anybody have any questions? I need to tell you that there's someone in here named Sharkbait, and I'll let you figure out who he is. We called him Sharkbait from the minute we met him, and nobody knows, but I'm telling you, when you see him surfing, he's Sharkbait. It's Jack. No questions? Okay, I hope you enjoyed your dinner.
Thank you very much.